Hi guys, Omar with Overlanding Just Cause, and I want to show you guys what I've got so far on my Jeep Commander Overland camper build. It's been a couple of weeks since I started the process, and I think I got a lot done. It was like hit or miss. I would find something that I kind of made a mistake on, and then it would take me a couple of days just because of work and life and kids and all that. Take a couple days for me to get around to it, but let me give you a little walk around of what I've done and how it looks and how it's going to look when it's set up. So right now I have it in what I would call my traveling stage. So everything is kind of packed up. This mat that I'm sitting on, it goes to a rooftop tent that Jay gave to me when he replaced his rooftop tent with a better mattress. I can see how this is uncomfortable. It's comfy now, but I've only been sitting in it for a couple minutes. Can't imagine laying on it throughout the night, but this will do. This will be for the dogs. Let me grab the camera and show you what I have. All right, so like I mentioned, this is how it's gonna be traveling from point to point. The dogs will be obviously right here. They have plenty of space, even more than when the second row seats were. So now they have plenty of space to kind of lay out and relax. Notice over here I have my fridge. I actually have the fridge running off a small battery bank, and I'm testing it out to see how long the battery actually lasts, keeping that fridge on. There's nothing inside the fridge right now. This is all just testing. Over here I have a Pelican case. Inside I have my grill, the fire pit, and the hoses for the grill to the propane. Don't have my propane tank yet, but that's going to be another thing that's going to be added. The other thing that's going inside this box would be my little pooping stool plus bags, wipes, toilet paper, things like that. So that'll all be locked in there for traveling. This is my mattress that I've got. I ordered it on Amazon. It's Gaia Loop, and it's 3.5 inches, 4 inches maybe. Leave it in the description. But yeah, so I got that on Amazon, and it was during the Prime deal, so I got a pretty good deal on it. But I ended up, as soon as I opened it up, pretty much cutting into it because of this little hump here. Before I show you, there is one little problem that I have. The problem is, if I go solo, then I'm good, right? I don't have to worry about this problem. But if I go with the dogs, I do have to worry about the problem. And the problem is, what do I do with the dogs? So if I'm sleeping in this area right here, I have a little bit of space for the dogs on this side. Well, then the problem is that that box would have to go, the box and the table, because there's a table underneath there I forgot to mention, but both of them would have to stay on the outside, which not a big deal. I could even put it in the front seat. Not so much of a big deal, not so much of a problem. It'd be kind of crowded for the dogs because, again, they're two 80-pound dogs. If they get curled up nice and tight, they would fit there. They can lay half their bodies on my mattress. So yeah, we can make it work. So anyway, that's the little dilemma, the little problem I'm coming up with. I don't want to keep the box outside. I could put it in the front seat, sure. And then the dogs having plenty of area to sleep, right, when we're using it as a camper. So it would literally be this much room here. And I'll show you once I set it up. All right, so let's go ahead and set it up for, we made it to camp, and now let's lay everything out. Here's the setup. This is how it would look when it's time to camp. Got the mattress laid out. I want to say this is 3.5 inches. I have to look it up, and like I said, I'll leave it in the description during the editing. But I've got the little cutout there. This is the space that would be allotted for the dogs when they're sleeping in here. So I don't know if that's enough room. probably be like halfway onto my mattress as I sleep. The cool thing about this is this thing unzips and I can take it off the foam pad and wash it. So that's awesome. All right, so what do you guys think? Plenty of space. Put some blankets down here so that they're not sleeping on the hard surface, but got hinges there. I'll show you the actual platform in a second. All right, now let me show you as far as underneath there how I have things stored and the battery bank and all that I'm using. One thing is, in order to lift this up, I have to open the fridge side and move the fridge a couple of inches, only because the handle on this side gets caught up with the edge of that plywood right there. And this is what I'm talking about. This will get hung up on this piece right here. I'll move that just so that you can see the ease. Big old piece of wood, and pretty cool. It gets a little hung up here, but it'll lift up. So what I ended up doing was buying some pretty heavy duty, I want to say they're 70-pound struts. I've got one right here, and then if you notice, right over there on the other side, they're both connecting from the hard plastic here to the piece of wood, and that's it. I've got my high lift jack. You saw that in the last video. I'll go to the other side. I'll show you the small Rock Pals battery that I have. That's the first battery bank that I ever got, and I made a video on it back in the day. Can you believe I've been doing YouTube for 2 years? I know that's not a long time compared to other content creators, but I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, here we go. Rock Pals. Again, this is a test just to see how long it'll last, and right now it's been running for a little over a half hour. So I have a little space in here, and that's, if this battery can last me a day or two, then I think I will actually just dedicate that battery to running my fridge, and I can also use it. Obviously it has all the USBs and USB-C to charge my phone. Back on the other side, I have all this space here for more storage, and again, the only time that this will be lifted up like this is if I have to get to anything back here. Now, because this is going to be my solo rig and I'm trying to do the whole minimalist thing, not bring as much gear like I have in this trailer right here, I'm also going to be adding a couple more things into these boxes. Right now I have all my recovery and straps in here. I have my tire kits, air compressor, and my Gulu battery jump starter in here. And then in here I have miscellaneous things. I have one of those camping expedition type hammocks that have the Rainfly Hennessy hammock. I have that in there. I've had that for years and I haven't used it in a long time, but it's in there just in case I need it. I have spare jackets, like winter stuff, in case I ever get stuck somewhere. The other thing I'm thinking about is an organizer, maybe right here. It'll take a little bit of space away from the dogs, but that's where my dry foods can go. My snacks, Scooby snacks, things like that. Whatever I want to take that I don't want to put in here, perhaps, or food that doesn't belong in the fridge, I can just have a little kind of car organizer there. But as you can see, that piece of wood, that plywood, holds on strong. I did start off with a piano type hinge, very thin, and if I just had wood to wood with the piano hinge, it would have worked out perfectly. But because I added this carpet, it added an extra layer of thickness. I had to go to these bigger hinges. These are like almost like fence hinges, and I have 3 of them, one here, one in the center, and one over here on this side. For ventilation, I got this mosquito netting. Again, got it off Amazon. For the Commander, I had to go with extra large. I went with a large and it fit the width of it, but it kind of cut right here. So I had a big gap here. Extra large comes all the way down. Good fitting, nice and tight. It is very, very thin material, so mosquitoes obviously can't get in, but it will push air through it. This is my ventilation option. You see I have one on the other side. Now, when it gets cold, I don't have to roll the window all the way down. You know, I can leave it here, still put this on to keep any critters away that are still out during the winter time. But there's the other one. Figured in the summertime it'll definitely work great. I do have a camping fan that I plan on putting out to keep the air circulating. And then in the cold months, I can use my diesel heater that I have right there inside the trailer. I could bring it with, kind of maybe put it back here somewhere when I get to camp, put it against the tire, and then roll the hose into an open spot of the window to let the warm air in. One thing that I am thinking about is a way that, let's say I get to camp, I'm here, the dogs are laying, you know, in this area right here, and I'm not quite ready to fall asleep. Maybe I want to do some editing. I was thinking, you know, here's a perfect platform so that I can put my computer on, I can edit. If I have signal, I can, you know, play around with my laptop, things like that, or with my iPad. But yeah, it's just little things that I'm thinking about as I go, you know, working platform. I have the table out there that would probably have to stay outside along with the Pelican case. Other than that, I'm loving how it's looking, and it's nice and clean, it's simple. The carpet came out very, very nice. I'm done. That's the end of the video. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you have any suggestions on how I can make this thing a little bit better, yeah, please leave them in the comments. I'm hoping to hear some good ideas. Well, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.